Cats Does Countdown Christmas Special. John Richardson, Lee Mack, Sarah Milliken, Jason Manford, Mr. Swallow, Susie Dent, Rachel Riley, and your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to the 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown Christmas Special, a show about letters, numbers, conundrums and Christmas. It's July. OK, let's meet tonight's players. First up, it's team captain John Richardson. Hey? John's wife says living with John, it's like Christmas every day. The only way to get through it is to keep on drinking.
Say what you like about me, Jimmy, but when you start dressing like me, we all know who you admire.
And John's teammate, it's Sarah Milliken. Sarah enjoys Christmas dinner, but recently upset the IBS community by saying that though she has IBS, she eats what she likes and then just deals with the consequences. And I can tell you, it's caused a real shitstorm. Is that true at Christmas? You just go, right, I'm just eating what I want.
No, it's true all of the time. Technically, lactose and gluten intolerant, but intolerant's not allergic. I'm not going to die. I'm just going to shit myself.
Up against them this evening, it's guest team captain Lee Mack. Lee is originally from Lancashire, where a pregnant teenager giving birth in a shed isn't just for Christmas.
Thank you. I need to bring my parents into it.
And joining Lee tonight is Jason Manford.
Hello, Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas. How are you?
Jason's got 6 kids, so he's used to wrapping things up at Christmas. 6 kids, Jason. I'll tell you what you should have wrapped up. Jason, is Santa a big deal in your family?
Yeah, I mean, he's the centrepiece, isn't he, of Christmas, I guess. I actually saw him when I was a kid. I was about 9. My brother was 7, my other brother was 6. We shared a room, and we decided to stay up and look out for Santa. And we heard bells outside, and I opened the window and I was trying to look out for Santa, and my dad burst in. He opened the bedroom window, leaned out and shouted up to the roof. He went, "Oi! Get off my roof, you fat bastard!" And there was a moment where we were genuinely in our room going, "Oh, my dad's just bollocked Santa." So that was the closest I ever come to meeting him.
What, your dad?
John, describe your ideal Christmas day.
Oh, it doesn't get any better on Christmas Day than the joy of watching people unwrap their presents. You know, I like to sit back, just, you know, as they open, just upload the spreadsheet, colour-coded of who got who what, price value against what that person bought for that person, environmental impact of gift, therefore subsequent letter, whether it's thankful or not, whether it's the one with the picture of a dead polar bear on the front. You know, just the joy of Christmas.
OK, Sarah, what do you look forward to most at Christmas?
I like, you know, when you've eaten so much chocolate that you really need an apple?
I kind of do know that. Yeah, you go something to take the edge off.
Yeah.
Just something that is food. And that's when I have my annual apple. Some people get that confused and they think that's the time when you put your apple up your bum, and that's, you know, July. I enjoy the fruit. The sort of 28th of December when I have my apple. Yeah, then I'm back on the chocolate oranges.
Lee,
Hi, Jimmy.
what's a Mac family Christmas like?
I don't know. I've never been invited. No, it's just the usual, you know, Christmas dinner, all the trimmings, you know, heartburn, constipation, paper hats, recriminations, misery, tiny screwdrivers. You?
Same. Have you been naughty or nice this year?
I am actually 52, so don't fucking talk to me like that, Jimmy. No, I actually can't say whether I've been naughty or nice this year because I've been told it could influence the jury. So I can't say. I think very nice, but, you know, make your own mind up on January the 8th or whenever the trial starts. Could be my last gig, this. I'll tell you what, if it keeps hotting up and more people come forward, this won't be able to go out at Christmas. I'd make it the Easter special from last year.
Still thinking about those little screwdrivers. How good are they when you get them?
I know.
Christmas. How good are them little screwdrivers?
Only good for your glasses, aren't they?
Yeah, and getting the thing off the back of the kids' toys and putting batteries in. They're great.
You used to be able to just take it off, put the batteries in, close it.
Yeah, what's that about now?
I know.
Screw, wankers.
Now the kids have to swallow the whole toy.
Try and get a doll out of its packaging. It's like it's been put in like by a serial killer. Every bit is tied down like that.
Jason, have you got a mascot?
I have actually, yeah. Somebody made me this. A friend of mine, Rebecca, got this made for me, and it's actually the Masked Singer. When I did the Masked Singer, it's the hedgehog. And look, it actually comes off and is me underneath. How good's that? Look at that.
Everyone kept asking me if I was the hedgehog.
Really?
I got a bit of that.
Well, I've never been so insulted in all my life.
How do we feel?
I rang Alfie Bow about 3 weeks after it started. I said, have you been getting people saying you're on the Masked Singer? He went, yeah, people keep asking me if I'm the hedgehog. So he said, I watched it on Saturday night to see what it was like. I said, oh, yeah, what did you think? He said, oh, well, I watched it. I thought, I'm not that shit at singing, am I?
Sarah, have you got a mascot?
Yes, I do.
What have you got?
I've got this, which is it's an advent calendar, but it starts with the doors open. So it's an alternative. And as you lead up to Christmas, you just shut the door on your family. So I'll start off and I'll say, for example, I'll shut all Jason's kids down. There's loads of them.
That's a whole lot,
Loads of kids. Oh my God. And then, as you can see, there's key things like my dog is in there. There's one with the chocolate in because you can't have no chocolate. And then the 24th, for the important day for JC, is
Oh,
you.
It's me.
With your old hair. And to be fair, I did ask for an up-to-date photo, but you mustn't have had any press shots done in a while, have you not? That's the one that they came up with.
There's no point getting your hair done and then not updating your press shot.
The whole point of if it's done well is you just use the one from 10 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, like you say, John, if it's done well.
Yeah, true.
Same what he said.
So you just shut the
You've got
doors on all
Santa
your
there as
family.
well.
Yeah,
When do you shut the door on Santa?
Well, he gets to stay open on the 25th as well, I think. It's important, because he's what Christmas is all about, isn't it? The birth of Santa. And, it's great. Oh, look at that. Oh, God, it feels good even just doing it. Just up, off, over.
I love it. Lee, have you got a mascot?
Yes, I have got a mascot. It's this thing, which is very big in our house.
Yeah.
He's not a genuine one, by the way. He's supposed to keep an eye on the kids. It's an American tradition, but we've started adopting it over here now, where they do crazy things in the night. So it's quite sweet, really. Like, you'll find him in the fruit bowl, and the tangerine will be peeled. And this little cheeky monkey did a good one the other day. He withdrew £3,000 from my wife's current account. He put it into Bet365 and blew the lot, the cheeky little... He did another one. He did another one as well, the little tyke. He rung this woman without my knowledge. He got her to come round my allotment, and she was on her hands and knees on all fours weeding the carrot patch, and I was just like right behind her looking over her shoulder, and then he got a sun photographer with a long lens to, you cheeky little thing.
John, what have you got for us mascot-wise? Christmas time.
Next in my deep clean franchise, after my dirty book, my dirty film and my dirty magazine, for Christmas, deep clean the board game. Fun for some of the family, it says on the front. Admittedly, some of the rules of play are a little bit racy if you've got younger members knocking about. But you've got your board here, so you get your board out, and then you pick a playing piece. So you can be, there's a little sweeping brush there, you can be, or there's a little broom there for tidying the floor.
And that's the ones you use, is it?
The reason I've designed all these pieces is what's good about them. As they move around the board, they're cleaning the playing surface of the board, you see. The point of the game is you move around the house and you've got to finish the tasks in each room there. So you can see you might start off in the lounge. You've got deep shag, that's getting the crumbs out of the rug. Lock your DVDs, clean your DVDs. Put your filth right in the unit. How are you going to get it out then? You're welcome. Move into the kitchen, fork me, cutlery tray, dripping wet. Mopping up. Ooh, twins. That's pairing up your socks. And then you've got part the curtains.
What was the little noise at the end of that?
I couldn't fit that on the board, but you've got to say part the curtains. Pull my hair, that's cleaning the plug hole. And then anal bleaching, that's just about making sure you've got really clean anus.
Well, over in Dictionary Corner, we've got Mr. Swallow. Mr. Swallow, what have you been up to?
Have yourself a merry little donkey, on the first day of Christmas, my true love Santa, mean and lowly, lived on earth, our Saviour, holy night. The stars are brightly shining, it is the night. Christmases be wine, children sing. Can I stop? Because I feel like I'm going to be sick. Oh my God, what was that?
And with Mr. Swallow, of course, it's Susie Dent. Susie, are there any old Christmas words we should bring back?
Oh, there are loads. Well, I always mention scarifunging for John, which is madly running around the house tidying up before visitors arrive. And maybe in the spirit, Sarah, of your advent calendar, apanthropy is the desire to be away from other people.
Yeah.
And in fact, apankomikos is the desire to be away from comedians.
Sorry, what's the term?
Apankomikos. I may have made that one up.
I've got a feeling you're making them all up. And in charge of the numbers, it's Rachel Riley. Rachel loves carols, particularly when they start asking for too much money and create a life-changing job vacancy. Rachel, apparently you've written a book.
I have.
Please tell us about it.
It's a maths book for adults, and it's called At Sixes and Sevens.
And Susie's OK with you getting in on her boring book territory?
I nicked some of Susie's stuff. I've got some linguistic stuff in there about cod pieces.
Yeah.
I guess a maths book for adults, you were always going to run out of ideas and, I'll write about cod pieces.
Apparently brackets were named after cod pieces, so, you know, got to chuck that in there, haven't you?
Yeah, so a bracket looked like the two legs coming down from a cod piece, apparently.
Is that why you say open bracket? Just open your cod piece, please.
We've had 6 kids already. Close brackets. OK, the prize the teams will be competing for tonight is this, the Countdown Christmas Stockings. Hold your applause. It's a very different view I've got. It's a very different view. OK, let's count down, everyone. Time for the first game. John, Sarah, you get the first pick of the letters.
Why don't we do half each? Should we
All
do
right.
half each? Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Sarah.
Can I have a vowel, please?
You can. O.
And a consonant, please?
K.
Another vowel,
Have you ever
please.
talked about sharing?
E.
Oh, I thought I was going to do the first half and then you do the second half.
Oh, yeah,
All right.
you do the first 5 and I'll do the last 4 and we'll call it half and half, shall we? Unbelievable.
Thank you. Another consonant, please.
D.
And one more consonant, please. And then I'll leave it to John, whiny John,
B.
to do the rest. Thank you.
All right, I'll sort this mess out. We'll have another consonant, please.
T.
And another vowel, please.
O.
Consonant, please.
R.
Consonant, please.
That's final. H.
OK, for the first time today, here's the countdown clock. I'll have a go, Fabio. How's this work again, Fabio? Or just run at it. You probably see what I've done there. I forgot to let go of the tree. John, how many?
6.
6, all right. Lee, how many?
6.
Sarah, how many?
I've got a dodgy 7.
Jason, how many?
I've got a solid 5.
Why are you looking over there?
I don't know.
Why are you looking like off camera?
What on?
When I'm in netting down here,
Yeah, sorry.
hugging a Christmas
I
tree.
didn't realise it was you.
It's really weird. I've never seen you lying down before, Jimmy. And when you see you lying
Why
down,
are you
it
looking over here?
absolutely looks nothing like you.
I'm just going to get myself out of this netting. Won't take me a minute. Jason, you're 5.
Throb.
What?
I said throb.
On a family show. People watching this
Yeah.
at home at Christmas time.
Lots of things can throb that are not rude.
Name one.
A thief with a speech impediment.
John, you're 6.
Hooter.
Sarah actually does the best hooter noise. Ali, you're 6.
Reboot.
Sarah, you're 7. You're dodgy 7.
Dodgy 7, boothed. So if you saw some chairs and you were like, I'm going to put those in some 4s, you'd booth the chairs.
If you sat in a booth,
Yeah.
you say to a waitress, where have you put those customers? I booed them.
Thank you.
That works, yeah.
If only there was a noun.
Can you write it in? Have you got a pen?
Yeah.
6 points to both teams.
I'll take that.
As soon as you had your 6, I was like, I'm taking my chances.
Mr. Swallow, Susie, could they have done any better?
They could have done one better. Brooked.
If you brook no criticism of yourself, then you won't tolerate it.
So at the end of that, both teams have 6 points. OK, on to our first numbers round. Lee, Jason, you can pick the numbers.
1 from the top and then 5
Then the
from
little
anywhere
ones.
else, I guess. Isn't
And
it?
all the others are random.
They're just like small ones.
There's not like middle ones on the middle row and small
No.
ones on the small row.
I want to know how it's not gone digital.
Because I'm still here. 4, 8,
Oh, man.
9, 1, and 50.
Exciting stuff.
And the target for the Christmas special, 735.
OK, and your time starts now. So the target was 735. Lee, did you get it?
Almost. I got jack shit. Oh, no. Whoa. No, sorry. Fuck all, I mean.
Well, I've got to take your first answer, so you've got Jack Share.
Damn.
John, did you get it?
No, I've never had this before, but I just completely stopped thinking about it. And then the timer stopped, and I don't know what I was thinking about. But it wasn't that.
Sarah, did you get it?
I've got 1 off Lee's answer. I've got diddly squat.
A little bit closer. Jason, did you get it? You're our only hope.
No, oh, God, you are in trouble. I've got 750. I mean...
Rachel, could this be done?
Yeah, you could have said 4 times 4 is 16. 9 minus 8 is 1. Take that off of 15. And then 15 minus 1 is 49, and times them together for 735.
Is there any chance that Rachel just always finishes these things with, and 49 times 15 is 735? Yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm going to check. I'm going to check. No. Do you know what? You're absolutely right. We never bloody do this. And she's an absolute bloody bullshitter. You're not going to believe this.
It's not.
It is. No. Well done, Rachel. Well done, lucky guess.
He's got a cardigan on, and now he's started bringing a calculator with him. I see you.
Game recognised. Game.
Absolutely. Nice.
And he's sleeping with your wife.
The scores at the moment, both teams have 6 points. And here's your teaser. The words are, he sharts. The clue is worst Christmas dinner ever. That's, he sharts, worst Christmas dinner ever. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the tease. The words were he sharts. The clue was worst Christmas dinner ever. It was, of course, harshest. So both teams have 6 points. OK, they've been playing in teams so far. But this game is just for Sarah and Lee. So, Lee, your turn to choose.
Yeah, I'll have Sarah.
Thanks.
Yes, I will have a consonant, please.
Yep. W.
A vowel, please.
E.
And a consonant.
R.
And another consonant.
T.
And vowel.
I.
I always feel like when I watch proper Countdown, you know the people that say please after every letter. Do you like that? Or is it a bit like, yeah, get on with it, mate?
I think most of the time they edit it out.
Oh, right. Well, I think I'll put it in because it's manners, isn't it? Could I have a consonant, please, Rachel?
Of course you may. Thank you, Lee. S.
Could I have a vowel, please, Rachel?
A.
Could I have a consonant, please, Rachel?
D.
Consonant, please. Hurry up, get on with it.
Final X.
Well, I'm going to write a quick letter to Santa. Your time starts now. Dear Santa, some people don't want a gift for Christmas. What they want is world peace. But they've not really thought that through. Think of all the people that work in the arms industry. If there was world peace, they'd be out on their arse, unemployed, having a terrible Christmas. So do you know what I want? I want something that doesn't hurt anyone for Christmas. I want a lovely, sexy dance. Lee, how many?
7.
Sarah, how many?
7.
Lee, what is your 7?
Waiters.
Sarah, your 7.
Stared, as in S-T-A-I-R-E-D.
Yeah, it's not there, I'm afraid. Not in any sense.
All right.
Mr. Swallow, Susie, could they have done any better?
Yeah, alongside waiters, you could have had a steward. And I can't read that. What's that? Oh, astride.
Astride.
I really want to know if I can hold myself upside down on that pole.
Would everyone like to see a pole dance from John Richardson?
Come on, then. You might get some points. If he does a good job, can we get a few points?
Oh, I think if this is sexy enough, you get points.
Here we go.
OK, here we go.
How did he do it?
No chance.
No way.
Come on, you can do this. You can do this. What are we clapping? Come on, John. Come on. You can do upside down legs. Come on. Yes! So sexy. John Richardson, sex on a stick, ladies and gentlemen, sex on a stick.
Well, at least we know the next career.
You're so out of breath.
Was that your first one? Have you got one at home?
I will have tomorrow.
OK, so at the end of that, John and Sarah have 6 points. Lee and Jason are in the lead with 13. Now it's time for Jason and John to go head-to-head. John, you pick the numbers.
Up to you then, Rachel. 4 big, no
All right.
big.
Should we have a Mumford family special? 6 little ones.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, OK.
Nice one.
Right, we've got 6, 1, 10, 3, 7, another 10.
All right.
And the target, 350.
OK, and your time starts now.
You got it?
Jason, how did you get it? Let's...
Fuck knows.
OK, well, you're going to have to talk us through your working.
OK, 6 minus 1.
Yes.
That's 5, OK. Then I did 3 times 10,
30.
which was 30, and then that equaled 35.
Yep.
And then I times that to the other 10,
Woohoo!
and I got 350!
Jason, that
That's never happened. Wow.
and that's very impressive.
Oh, my God. Maths is sexy. I never even knew. Did you get the same way?
I did it the same way.
OK, well, 10 points to both teams. Well done. Time now to go across the dictionary corner. I couldn't be more excited. Mr. Swallow, what have you got for us?
So, Jimmy, around this time of year, you know, with like New Year's resolutions and so on, a lot of people get in contact with me looking for sort of advice and help on how they might improve their oh my God, memory. They're always asking me, well, why are you into all this memory stuff? You know, what got you into it? And it's a lot of reasons. I mean, I'm always forgetting my mum's birthday. I'm always leaving on the gas. What we're going to look at very quickly today is what's called the linking system. Now, this is very good for memorising lists of information, so like Christmas card lists or shopping lists. So this is the list I'm going to challenge us all to remember in a very short space of time. And you see how powerful the linking system is. So I'll go through it one by one. So this is what we're getting. We're getting some lemon, we're getting some dates, we're getting some rice, Friends, like the DVD box set of Friends, tea bag, mince, bananas and Sif. Jif, I think it used to be called. Why change it by one letter? What was that meeting like? As I say, we're going to be using the linking system to memorise this information. Now, that is basically where you link each item in the list to the thing that follows it as a way of being able to progressively recall the whole list. It'll make sense when I go through it. So using this list as an example, you need to link lemon to dates, dates to rice, and so on. Now, listen, in terms of this first item, lemon, so Christ! In terms of this first item, as far as the linking system is concerned, because there is nothing that precedes it, there's nothing to link it from, you are just going to have to remember that using brute force. Okay? I don't know how you might want to do that. I find that it helps if I remember the word orange, yeah? Because I then just think oranges and lemons, yeah? So that's how I get my lemon. And now I have to link lemon, I have to link it in my head to dates. How do I do that? I imagine taking that lemon and eating it on the 15th of September, yeah? Yeah? Oh, Mr. Swallow, why the 15th? Why that date? Why that date? Because I don't want to think about eating it on 9/11, okay? The more shocking you make it, the more chance it has of going in. I'm not joking. So now we need to link dates to rice, yeah? Dead easy. What do dates look like? What do dates look like? Yeah? 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 Absolutely nothing like rice. Rice to friends, slightly tricky this one. Rice to friends. Rice. Rice. Friends. 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 Oh my God! So now we need to link Friends to tea bags. How do we do that? Theme tune to Friends. We cannot sing it. We cannot play it for legal reasons, but everyone knows it. Theme tune to Friends, yeah? Starts off with electric guitar. Don't sing it! Starts off with electric guitar. Then the verse kicks in. We all know the verse to Friends, yeah? Don't sing it, yeah? Don't sing it. Tea bag, tea bag, yeah? Now, tea bag to mince is slightly more counterintuitive, okay? Tea bag, U bag, V bag, W bag, X bag, Y bag, Z bag, back to the start of the alphabet, A bag of mince. Okay? Now, this mince business, that's quite handy, because it means we can skip down, all right? So then all we need to do is link bananas to Sif. Dead easy, because they're both yellow and they're both what? They're both full of potassium! Right. So, challenge you. I promise you, it will have worked. It's weird, but you will now memorise that list for the rest of your life. John, I'm going to try you. Try and do it.
Oranges and lemons.
Lemon, yeah.
Dates.
Yes.
Dates don't look like rice.
Of course I don't.
Friends.
Correct.
Tea bag, tea bag.
Thank you very much.
Mince, mince, mince.
There you go.
bananas and Sif.
It works!
Mr. Swallow, everyone!
It works!
And here is your teaser. The words are gift horn, and the clue is it looks like it's bubbling. That's gift horn. It looks like it's bubbling. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser. The words were gift horn. The clue was it looks like it's bubbling. It was, of course, frothing. Before we go on, he's not on the show tonight, but he's turned up anyway. It's Joe Wilkinson. Hi, Joe. What's going on, mate?
Do you mean what's going on? Got my foot caught in a bit of rope behind Fabio's sleigh.
Well, why haven't you asked Fabio to untangle you?
Because he's sick as pig shit. And unfortunately, the phrase, "I've got my foot caught and you're dragging me behind you," is one of the many, many, many phrases he doesn't understand.
When did this happen?
About last March. But he doesn't know I'm here. He hasn't looked behind for 18 months. Do you mind if I have a bit of lunch while he stopped?
How did you get the food?
He dragged me through Waitrose earlier. Grabbed a few things, you know, on the lower shelves. But they do some lovely bits, don't they? Oh, shit. Guess I'm not having lunch then. Oh, I'll grab it on the way back. Oh, that's frustrating.
Joe Wilkinson, everyone. OK, on with the game. John, Sarah, your turn to choose the letters.
Go for it, John.
Could we have a consonant, please?
You can. R.
And a vowel, please.
O.
And a consonant, please.
H.
A consonant, please.
S.
A vowel, please.
A.
Consonant, please.
D.
And a vowel, please.
I.
A consonant, please.
N.
And a final consonant, please.
A final S.
OK, and your time starts now. John, how many?
6.
6.
That was very nice, by the way.
Thank you. I'm making an effort. Sarah, how many?
A Christmassy 6.
A Christmassy 6.
Yeah.
Bonus points for Christmassy ones.
Thanks.
Lee, how many?
Can I ask him how many he's got? Can I play tactical?
Yeah, of course you can. Jason, how many have you got?
6, I think.
Have confidence, I might do a risky 7.
This is very Christmassy because you're taking this a little bit too seriously.
I think I'm right. I think so.
I know you. 6. 7.
Seven. He's risking
Trust
it.
him with his 6.
Jason, what is your 6?
Hordes.
Yes.
H-O-A-R-D-S.
Yeah, not risky.
John, your 6?
Radish.
Radish. Sarah, what's your Christmassy 6?
Dashing. As in, through the snow.
Dashing through the snow.
that's
Well,
lovely.
let's see if Susie Dent's going to be a dick about it.
I've got another one. I'm only allowed to have one, aren't I?
Well, what's your second one?
Danish.
Danish has got a capital D.
That is a capital D up there, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Lee, your risky 7.
Is there a 7 in there, Susie?
Yes.
Right, that's the first thing covered. Radions.
Oh, I think that's a type of washing powder.
Without looking, that's a bold statement.
Yeah. Not there, I'm afraid.
Vanished.
Vanished.
There's your final one.
OK, well, 6 points to both teams. Could they have done any better, Susie? Mr. Swallow?
Yes, sticking with the washing powder theme, you could have had inroads, ordains, or hairdos.
So at the end of that, Lee and Jason are in the lead with 29 points. OK, time to go across now to Dictionary Corner. Mr. Swallow, what have you got for us?
All right. Plastic bag! Plastic bag! Recycled bag! Bag! This is my big bag of bags. Tesco bag! H&M bag! Uniqlo bag! Black bin bag! This bag's from Waitrose! This bag's from Pret! This bag's from Sainsbury's! This bag got wet! Sandwich bag, freezer bag, money bag, paper bag, see-through bag, Ziploc bag. Zara bag, sleeping bag, that's 20 bags in a song about big bags of bags. Bag for life, 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 bag for life. This was my song about bags.
Mr. Swallow, everyone.
Best thing about that, Jimmy, it's just so Christmassy.
OK, and here is your final teaser. The words are Gassy Lee, and the clue is what a lovely present. That's Gassy Lee, what a lovely present. See you after the break. Welcome back. The answer to the teaser. The words were Gassy Lee. The clue was what a lovely present. It was, of course, eyeglass. OK, before we go on, it's Christmas. Let's play a quick bonus round of Pull My Cracker. Yeah, I'll tell you how this works. I'll read out the first line of some classic Christmas cracker jokes. All you have to do is buzz in when you think you know the punchline. Have you got your buzzers ready? OK, let's play Pull My Cracker. What do you call a polar bear that wears earmuffs?
Anything you like because it's a bear. So it doesn't understand English.
The earmuffs are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Anything you like, he can't speak English.
Oh, Lee,
I wouldn't say...
We've got a problem with your mic, just very quick.
Is it making me sound really unfunny again? It did this for 3 series on my sitcom. That's better. So, yeah, no, Sarah's got a point there, because the fact that he can't speak English is the most relevant point, not the earmuffs. In the same way as if you said to my dog, what's the capital of Uzbekistan? I wouldn't say, no point asking him, his ears are full of wax.
I don't want to take it a step further by taking it too seriously, but perhaps, you know, if one were in a situation where one were in close contact with a polar bear, not alerting the polar bear to your presence actually would stop you getting mauled. So the earmuffs actually do mean you can speak to the polar bear, because it's not going to know you're there and eat the shit out of you.
But earmuffs are to keep your ears warm. They're not noise-cancelling headphones.
Well, exactly. He's going to eat you anyway. So the joke is a nonsense. What are you doing, Jimmy? Wasting our time.
These are dangerous creatures, and you're giving out bad advice here.
Yeah.
What do you call a polar bear with earmuffs? Nothing. Stand well back and ring somebody. It's the correct answer, Jimmy. But no, for the sake of a joke, you don't mind if we lose 2 or 3 children a year.
OK, so you got that one, Lee. Point to you.
Thank you.
Hold on. Are we guessing the actual answer? Or are we
This
being
happens
funny?
every
'Cause they're
year.
always the same
Either
thing.
will get a point. What's a dog's favourite carol?
It's my Auntie Carol, by the way. He humps a leg.
Bark the herald angel sings.
That is the right answer.
Yes, I got there.
What do you call a penguin in the Sahara Desert?
Anything you like, you can't speak English. We've been through this, Jimmy. I'm not going to keep saying it.
While German shepherds watch their flocks by night. It was from two back, but I don't have a buzzer.
Lost.
Lost is the right answer. Thank God someone's taking this quiz way too seriously.
All right.
I've got one.
Good King Woof Woof Woof.
Go on.
Hark the herald angel's poodle.
OK. Why is the turkey never hungry at Christmas?
Doesn't matter, he can't speak English.
Why is turkey never hungry at Christmas?
They're
Stuffed.
That'll do, yeah.
Or he's seen all his mates and family die and he's just off his appetite.
Final one. What do elves do after school? Oh, he knows.
Generally, we would come back and have a snack. Susie's got it.
Susie?
Gnome work.
That's the right answer. Lee, Jason, you're the winners of that. You get 5 bonus points. Right. OK, time for our final letters game. Lee, Jason, your turn to pick.
OK. Consonant, please.
M,
Another consonant.
T,
Another consonant.
F,
A vowel.
O,
Another vowel.
U,
Consonant.
G,
Another consonant.
S,
A vowel.
E,
I'll have another consonant.
and the last one, T.
OK, and your 30 seconds starts now.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbye. But as long as you
Not at all
love me,
Trying to concentrate here.
I know.
let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Lee, how many?
Genuinely, 1. Oh, no, there's no I. Sorry, none.
Jason, how many?
5.
5, OK. John, how many?
Well, I think a 6.
OK, Sarah, how many?
I thought I had a 5, but I've got a 4, sorry.
Sarah, you're 4?
Gust.
Gusto.
Oh,
Gusto.
Susie's trying to make friends.
Gusto,
Too
yeah.
little, too late. Jason, you had a 5, right?
Mutts.
Mutts. You're 6?
Well, I thought I had Gusset, but there's only one S, so I've F'd it.
OK, 5 points to Jason.
Who'd have thought? Yes, I'll take it.
And Mr. Swallow, Susie, could they have done any better?
Yeah. Outset, upmost, mortets, or fetus.
OK, so John and Sarah have 22 points, but in the lead, Lee and Jason, looking like an upset, 39 points. All right, Fabio.
Sorry, we've just been circling the building. Does anyone want any baby oil? Just went through Susie's dresser and there's loads in there.
Fingers on buzzers. Because it's Christmas, there's 20 points on offer.
What?
It's a crucial countdown conundrum. Your time starts now.
profiting.
Well, let's have a look and see if that's the right answer.
Oh, Hamid.
Yes, it is. Wow. That is quite the upset. The final scores are John and Sarah have 22 with almost double the score. Jason and Lee, not a GCSE between them with 59 points. Congratulations. You're now the proud owner of this, the Countdown Christmas Stockings. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night and Merry Christmas.
And the hardest working man in telly returns on Boxing Day at 9, asking what on earth was going on with Tony Blair's hair in the Big Fat Quiz of the Year 2021. Next out, John Richardson is back auditioning to become an elf, although he's got some serious competition from Stephen Merchant. Alex, Josh and Adam are here with the Last Leg Christmas special.